Okay, people, it's December 1st and I'm in the greenhouse. It's been really frosty and icy for the last 3 or 4 days here. As you can see, lots of this stuff went into shock. Right, it's all droopy and everything because it's been so cold. You can see what happened in here. There's no heat in here, right? So, anyway, still not that bad, right? What about this guy over here? Kind of got a little, whoops, sorry. Got a little frozen in there too, I can feel it. It's the ground. The ground got frozen, that's what it is. Right. Yeah, this seems to be okay. Anyway, I'm just grabbing up a couple things to bring inside. Wash them up, right? I don't know what to do. Run lights, I suppose. I could if I wanted to. But, I don't know. We'll see.
It's too hard.
Okay, people. December 6th, 2015. We're harvesting this tree because we want it for mulch in the yard over the next several years. Oh, you keep trying. Nana's coming too. I'm going to come and help you there. And Andre, the little lumberjack. Andre,
What?
are you a lumberjack?
No, I am a jelly bean.
You're a jelly bean.
Yeah.
Well, today you're a lumberjack. This is what lumberjacks do. No, back and forth. There you go. That's right.
But how?
Try it
do we
again.
come off?
You don't want to quit. You don't want to be a quitter. Lumberjacks, they work hard, right? This is what they do all day long.
I don't see.
And they eat spinach like Popeye. Right?
What's that dashboard now?
Well, we're just going to see how much we can do. We're just taking a break from the inside.
Yeah, but somebody has to move that big rock out of the house.
Yeah, we're going to go ask the tow truck guy if he can help us get that rock out of the ground. That's right.
Where's the tow truck guy now?
Well, we're going to go after we're done this. Okay, people.
It's your turn now.
All right. It's on.
Okay.
Yeah. Is this our Christmas tree?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to feed us for the next 4 years, people.
Yeah, and we decorate the house.
Yeah, if I can find the lights, I don't know. Nana's doing
Yeah.
lots of things, but this is definitely our Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we need a Christmas tree inside.
Well, there's really no room on the inside, so that's why we got one on the outside. Yeah, and this thing's going to feed the yard for 4 years, grow lots of vegetables with this tree. Right? It's going to put lots of nutrients into the ground, make it healthy, right? Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have a great place to put this Christmas tree.
Well, yeah, you think so?
Yeah. We can't leave it. We have it over there.
Yeah.
We can't have that one.
Well, we're going to go somewhere with it in the yard. So anyway, people, yesterday I went to the Christmas Bureau. Every year I go, they're always turning people away, so technically I haven't been there for like 3-4 years now. Yesterday, I guess, was the last day, 5th, right?
Yeah.
And they're turning people away. They said, oh, come back on Monday, but, blame your government. They were telling the people, don't get mad at us at the Christmas Bureau for not allowing you to come in and, receive a food hamper or whatever it is, right? A couple toys for the children. Maybe a gift certificate for a grocery store to buy some milk or something. They said, don't get mad at us that, our resources are limited and there's too much demand in terms of the people standing in the line. So a lot of people got turned away. So I'm debating whether I should go back tomorrow, put on my Marex hat, right? 9 o'clock in the morning and see what happens because tomorrow's the last day, right?
Yeah.
Myself, personally, I don't need the food per se as I would maybe need the gift certificate to buy the milk, the eggs, peanut butter on sale, that kind of stuff, right? That would have came in handy, right? Because there's no, the economy is no good, and we already know my circumstances, right? And maybe a toy or two for Andre, but as it is, if I don't get in tomorrow, if I don't go tomorrow, I'm just gonna dig in Andre's old toys from when he was younger, before he was, removed from the home for a bit. And maybe he won't recognize them because he's got quite a few toys downstairs that I was actually going to give to a social worker, right? That I promised her some things along the way because I have so many of these toys, right? And she can give to the other kids or whatever it is. You have to find the balance in life, people. So we can't put a tree in the house because it's too small, but good Lord blessed us with a tree on the outside. And, you know, this thing, like I said, is going to put nutrients into the yard for the next 4 years because my middle son is going to be in school for the next 4 years, but my camera's getting wet, so I got to go. Hold on. Okay, the camera's getting wet. I got to go. Son? Okay, people, I'm in front of the Surrey, British Columbia, Canada Christmas Bureau. I came in here on, what was it? This lady that's holding the camera was actually here the same day I showed up. And that was what, Sunday? Saturday. Today's Monday.
Friday.
And they told us that they weren't taking nobody, but there was a big long lineup. And then eventually they said, well, you can come back on Monday, but you can blame the BC government for this problem with people not getting in a timely manner and being turned away, right? And that Monday, today, if we're lucky, we might get in. But we're only supposed to be here if we really need it. First of all, I don't think anyone's going to come to this place unless they really need it. I got a lot of looking at me here, right? So this is, you know, if you've got the staff of the Christmas Bureau telling you that they have a problem, and that the problem stems from the BC government, and when us poor people are talking about our problems, I don't want to hear, oh, well, you guys are just whiners and complainers, when the employees are telling us to whine and complain. That was the point.
Anybody else at 10 o'clock pickup?
Okay.
Okay, so people now they're saying that
Try not to get people in the background.
it's when they're standing right there, right?
Yeah,
If
it's
they're walking,
fine.
that's
There we
okay. Anyway, here's the deal. 3 of us, four of us that I know of so far were told on Saturday to come back today. Now they're telling people, well, maybe you can come back at 11:30, 12 o'clock, and maybe we might be able to see you, but we never turn families away. But yet this lady was telling me that last year she didn't get no Christmas hamper. I know for a fact I haven't gotten a Christmas hamper for 3 years because they've been turning me away because they just say, sorry, we're not seeing nobody no more, right? We're done for the day. Their hours of operations are from 10 o'clock in the morning until 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and they go out for lunch, so you do the math. How many hours are they operating in here? Not too many, maybe 3 a day. For what, 2 weeks? That's it. Do you know how many people live in Surrey? 360,000 people live in Surrey, and this is one of the poorest districts in all of Canada. So the math doesn't add up, okay? People are taking buses from, like, there was one Langley or someplace, like, they're coming in from lots of different directions, and this lady here, she's got small children. I have a small grandson, right? You know, barely making the rent. You haven't paid the hydro, right? Haven't paid the visa. We already know that story. And this is her 3rd year being turned away. This is my 4th year of being turned away. And the lady on the camera, were you turned away last year? Or did no? Last year you were okay.
I live in Maple Ridge.
Oh, that's right. You lived in Maple Ridge. This is the 3rd year. And how many children?
Anybody here with a 10
Yeah,
o'clock?
2 children. This is the 3rd year of her being turned away because she finding it difficult, 1, to locate these places, and 2, you know, do you work part-time or? Pardon me? Okay, the point is, she said she has a difficult time locating the environment, right? So, employees said, blame the government. You're the lady that said, blame, okay, she's taking responsibility for that. Did you hear that? She said, yes, I am. Because it doesn't make sense, because this is my 4th year of being turned away. This is her 3rd year of being turned away.
So can I ask why you were turned away?
I don't know, I came on Saturday. This lady came on Saturday. You said, go away, you're full.
We're full, but we have lots of numbers today. I said to come back today.
Well, now they're saying to another lady, come back at 11:30. We can't come back and forth. Some of us don't even have transportation.
Okay, stop. I think you missed the point now. He's getting a number for today, so he's going to register. You can get your number for today. The people coming back at certain times, they've already registered. They're all registered. They're
So,
coming to
are
do
you
it.
saying we have to register and then come back after we register?
Yeah, another day, yeah.
Another day.
Because
how it
we
works.
sponsor people out
That's
like
always
the
worked.
Adopt a Family program. So if you want to have
Well, I took my last $3 and I put it in the gas tank to come here today.
Yeah, well, come in and get a number here. You just got
But you're telling me I have to come back.
Well, you can't get toys today or anything because.
Well, I can't come back though. I'm on an empty tank of gas because I use my gas on
Okay,
Saturday
so
to come
you
here.
want to try for a sponsor, a nice business or a bank that might help
No,
you with this?
personally, I wouldn't mind just the gift certificate so that I could buy milk, eggs.
Okay,
That's all I want, milk and eggs.
go ahead and post it.
I have a garden. I can grow my own food. We know that, people, right? I used to have chickens until the city of Surrey came in and took them and took my eggs away.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, so ma'am, you're welcome to get a number today. We
Uh-huh.
can talk to you about going through if you qualify. So,
If I qualify, why would I stand here if I didn't qualify, people?
okay, so what you need to have is your, good morning everybody, who's waiting for pickup? Do you have a pickup slip? What time, sir?
Okay, I think we made the point.
So they'll let you.
Okay, I'm having a debate here, people. This environment is a very, very big environment inside the store itself, okay? I don't know why they got everybody standing outside for anywhere from half an hour to 3 hours, okay? You come here at 9:30 in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning, you get a ticket, they tell you to come back at 12. All right, people are expressing that they can't be going back and forth on buses. They don't have money for taxi. I know I put my last $3 in the gas tank to come here for the second time in the last 2 days. And then they're telling me I need to come back for on another day for pickup. Well, I'm standing outside for 2 hours, people, 2 hours, freezing my ass off with the rest of these people out here who happen to be Muslim, Christian, Punjabi, all kinds of religious people out here, not any one particular person, okay? We don't have a race war out in this well. I mean, we have racism, but we don't have, what do you call it? You know, the people that practice their religions out here, we're not fighting each other like they are in the United States of America. But besides the point, you know, why are people outside standing out here for hours and hours and hours when inside you could have some place to sit down? So they're not even providing people to sit down.
Anybody pretend?
Tell me when it's on.
It's on.
Okay, people, I am choked. I am choked. There's a little toddler out here, okay? Well, these people are playing like they're the victims. I got a number, but I'm handing it in because I don't want to stand here till 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and then be told that you can come back tomorrow. Because they're trying to do the best. They're the victims. No, you know who the victims are in this province? It's the children and the families. That's who the victims are, okay? And we don't need to blame the provincial government on that one. Okay? If these people want to put up themselves there and say, oh, well, no, we're doing it for the public, don't blame us if we're not doing it fast enough. This little baby over here, 15 months old, she doesn't need to be outside for 2 hours. Well, they figure out the game plan because it's like one person already said, they have their ducks in order. They've been doing this stuff for a long freaking time. This building is humongous. There is no reason for people to be standing outside for 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, to be turned away, to be told to come back the next day, and they might get in. And that's what's happening here. Okay, people, I'm going to keep this short. I'm going to reiterate what just happened. So anyway, the coordinator of this Christmas Bureau, basically what she told me is that in the last 12 days, today was the 13th day, right? They serviced 1,700 families. But let me remind you, there are 360,000 people in Surrey, British Columbia, Canada. So that's not even 1% of 1% of 1% of 1% of the fraction of the poor people in this province, within this district. Okay? And that they go through 100 families a day. But their hours of operations, people, is from 10 o'clock until 2 o'clock. And that for every 100 people that get in, 200 more are mad at her. This is the coordinator. This is what she told me. Off camera. You heard her say that she took responsibility when she said, if you got a problem with the system in terms of the Christmas Bureau and the way they operate, you know, blame it on your government. Don't blame it on the individual. Because for the way she was carrying on and presenting herself to the clientele, which included me, who is highly sensitive to these things, she might as well have told everybody to go out and get a freaking job. If you don't like it, you can move. You know? It seemed to me that the only thing that they were interested in helping were the ones that were on welfare. Because you have to show your income. Prove that you're on welfare. Right? Prove that you live where you live. Have photo ID and care cards. Not pay stubs and all this other crap to prove that you're on, you know, the working poor, right? So I guess they don't help the working poor. I guess it's just welfare recipients. And there's more than 1,700 people in Surrey that are on welfare, trust me. Because this is the second most poorest district in all of Canada. In relation to the east side of Vancouver. I think we're even worse dire off than Ontario and Toronto and places like that. And this city is growing by like 10,000 a month with no housing. And they're taking in the refugees from Syria. I don't know where it is. I have it in here. I read it quickly somewhere. I don't know. But anyway, Surrey is taking the bulk of the refugees that are coming in from Syria, right? So they get first dibs on housing and all this other stuff. And of course they don't speak English. So there's like little comments in the local newspaper with people saying, well, if we can't provide housing for our own people in this province, and, you know, we're not, the ones that are here, whether they're immigrants or not, needing English as a second language, aren't getting the educational help that they need, why are we bringing in more? And why are they all coming to Surrey when there's no housing or enough resources for the people that already live here? So anyway, standing in line there, I finally got fed up. You can see that with that last little video in between the clips there, right? Because I'm going to put this after the fact. I'll put that first and then I'll put this first. And if you got this far, you're listening to this now. Because the building where they have this Christmas Bureau, I've been in there to shop when it was a discount store, like a liquidation store, and that thing is massive inside. They have the whole facility, people. But yet they're making people stand outside in line. And they're locking the door. Every time somebody's going inside, they're locking the door. When somebody's coming out, they lock the door. Like, okay. So, what does that tell you? And they're putting the volunteers as the victims. Well, we're volunteers. We're just doing the best that we can. If you don't like it, blame your government. In other words, go get a fucking job. That's basically what... I'm surprised she didn't say that to these people. So, of course, everybody's humble, right? And they're not saying nothing. Nobody wants to rock the boat, right? I didn't get it on camera, but there was 3 people standing there. I said, okay. I said, here's an Alex Jones moment. I said, you're a Muslim, you're a Punjabi, and you're a Christian. And you're all standing at the Christmas Bureau, right? Outside, freezing your butt off with a number in hand. You're not registered yet because the registration stopped on Saturday, but they're extending it because they don't turn families away. But yet they tell you to come back. And then when you do come back, they give you a number and they tell you to stand outside and wait for 2 hours, even though they have thousands and thousands of square feet of facility space that people could actually sit and wait inside versus being outside freezing. And we're talking women coming in with their children and parents coming in with the little babies, standing outside freezing. And today was mild compared to last week, because last week it was an ice age. And then they're saying, well, you know, here's your number, but you can't, you know, we're not going to see you until 12 o'clock, even though it's 9:30 in the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning. And then when we see you, we're going to send you away, and we're going to ask you to come back another day, because we don't turn families away in terms of pickup. And I'm like, okay, well, this is my second time here, and I just put my last $3 in the gas tank to come here today, because I'm not interested in a sponsor. I'm interested in your little gift certificate so I can buy some milk and eggs, because the city of Surrey took away my chickens and I don't even have eggs anymore. I told that to the lady. She told me to email this stuff to the city of Surrey and to the province. I said, don't worry, they already know about me. She says, oh, I'm sure they do. I said, yeah, don't worry about that. I'm sure they do too. She's being smart aleck, right? Well, I guess if you're a volunteer and you don't get paid to do this job, but you do it year after year, and you deal with 100 families once a day, and you get 200 more families once a day angry with you for 12 days in a row, by the 13th day, you're probably pretty fed up with the whole system. But she probably enjoys being in that power position. Because like I said, I'm just surprised she didn't say, well, if you don't like it, go get a job. Like, why are you on the welfare line in the first place? Because that's the kind of society that we live in. So anyway, back to the Muslim, the Punjabi, and the Christian. I said, well, you guys just expelled the Alex Jones myth with, you know, these religions fighting in the United States of America. You know, everybody against everybody because of this religion and that religion and that religion. I said, all those Americans need to come to Canada and everybody will get along. You won't get into the Christmas Bureau, but at least you'll get along. Right? So anyway, it's not that my grandson needed a toy. He's got lots and lots of toys. He's got toys in boxes that I'm giving to social services so that they can disperse it among the children, and a couple of other charities. Not that social services is a charity, but they deal with children, so I'm giving the toys away where I know there's children, right? So before I give away the boxes, there's 2 of them downstairs, because I have two places in mind to drop off these toys. We'll go in there and we'll pick out a couple and we'll rewrap them up, and that will be Andre's Christmas present. Right? In terms of their $100 gift certificate, well, you know, it would have bought some milk, it would have bought some butter, it would have bought some eggs. It would have. But it's not going to, because the lady that was videotaping this, she was there on Saturday too. She doesn't even know if she qualifies yet, because she's not on welfare, she's on a subsidy for rent. So in other words, she's low-income worker. She's the working poor. Right? And so therefore, she doesn't even know if she qualifies. But I gave her my number. And I just said, to hell with it. I can't, you know. I'm standing outside for an hour and a half, freezing my ass off, looking at a little teeny weeny baby in a stroller. Right? Well, I know inside there's thousands and thousands and thousands of square footage. Well, everybody's moseying along. Right? I don't know. So I wanted to ask this woman, when you say blame the government, I wanted to catch up to her, but she never came back outside. I guess she didn't want to deal with me. Because I was asking her questions off camera, so that I could come and tell you the numbers, 1,700 people in 12 days. You know, apparently they don't turn away families, but they do, and they've been doing it for years, because this is the 3rd consecutive year that I have been turned away, told to come back, told to come back, to the point where they know that if they wear you down, you won't come back. A woman came in with her children. Well, one child, she says, well, come back. She says, well, I don't know if I can come back. That's the thing. I don't know if I can come back. Do I have bus fare? Do I have gas? Do I have money for a taxi? One woman has to go downtown, pick up her daughter from downtown. She already went Saturday. She was there Friday. She came again today. And she's trying to tell him, well, I have to pick up my daughter from downtown. You're telling me to come back. I haven't even seen anybody yet. All I have is a number to maybe see somebody, to be told to come back. So they're not helping. Okay? That's not helping people. If you're only helping 100 a day and you're turning 200 a day away for 12 days in a row, you do the math. That's 1,200 people that they helped, and that's 2,400 people that they didn't. That we know of. Okay? Because you can't factor me in that one. Because I came in on the 12th day and the 13th day. And I'm not going back. Okay? So, how this relates to the Duncan clan? Well, it's all politics, people. Just remember that. It's all politics. It's all about money. Okay? That's why they got Uncle John. They got him for his money. Because they didn't want him when he was broke. And when his wife bankrupted him. Mm-hmm. And those are the kind of people that make the donation to the Christmas Bureau. The ones that have the money. The ones that have the money make the donation to the Christmas Bureau. But it's the government's fault that there's not enough money at the Christmas Bureau or enough workers, volunteer or unpaid, paid doesn't matter, because I'm starting to think they should pay these people, and maybe if they pay these people, they can improve on the system that they have, because the one lady that goes downtown to pick up her daughter, she said, you know what? They've been doing this for a long time. They have their ducks in order. They know what they're doing. I've been doing this for 9 years. Well, if you've been doing it for 9 years, why do you have a long 300 people standing in line, freezing their asses off, when you have thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of square footage where you could put a few chairs and a few tables and have those people sit and wait? And why cannot you service them on the same day that they show up? Why do you have to have them come back? Come back. Are you doing your little security checks on their information that they hand in? I don't know, people. I don't know. Seems to me it's just the introduction to a FEMA camp. Okay, people, here's some coconut. There's some coconut milk. These were discounted. They were $1 each. Right? The one thing that my older son didn't like, and obviously my younger kids too, right, is when I'm doing this stuff, you buy these dollar bags, right? And sometimes things don't always get used up the same day. And because they're discounted, they can start to spoil after a while. Right? And, things pile up on the floor and, on the counter. But at the end of the day, if you look over here, all my little stuff for crackers is getting ready. Right? We'll go through it later. That's that fennel seed. I ground it up. Right? Yellow bell pepper. This is kale stems ground up. I got some jalapenos. And then this right here is the inside. Sorry. This is the inside of these discounted coconuts. So I'm going to dehydrate that. And whether I use that for the crackers or whether I use that for, I don't know, maybe a face mask for myself because I'm getting kind of old. Well, it remains to be seen. In the meantime, the juice, I got some discounted bananas. Instead of using milk, I'm going to use the liquid of inside this coconut, right? And I'm sterilizing a jar over there, you can see, because I have my eye problem that is not getting any better, people. Seriously, it's more to do than just with my eyes. You know, again, the teeth aren't being addressed. Dollar store glasses aren't being addressed. The ringing in the ears, for whatever reason, isn't being addressed. So anyway, I'm sterilizing that jar over there. This was the better coconut, so some of this liquid I'm going to put in that sterilized jar, and I'm going to use that in my eyes a couple times a day in unison with the medicine that I'm using, but I don't think the medicine is working because I can feel it, people. I'm almost tempted to phone up this coma specialist and book another appointment in just to do a pressure test, because remember, I was using medicine for almost a year when I couldn't make another appointment with the specialist, with the eye doctor, not the specialist, the eye doctor, because I missed the one appointment. And because I missed the one appointment after they took Andre and everything else, and by the time I called, I didn't qualify to follow up with another appointment, and I didn't qualify to go see an optometrist to get another referral to go see the eye doctor, right? So anyway, people, I did go to the doctor, and I had some blood tests done, and I had a heart test done. There's still one other test that I need to get done. It's just a minor test, but nobody's called me back to say that my heart's bad or that I have to come in and follow up on blood work. So I don't know. I really don't know what's wrong with me, people. Hold on a minute. Okay, so my other option is scoop that out, rinse it off, put it in there, put it in a blender, blend it all up, and make coconut milk, and then use that for my banana bread. That's an idea. Okay, so there's that coconut. I'm going to put it in the blender and I'm going to blend it up. This here was little bits of pineapple that was a discounted pineapple that sat in my fridge for a bit. Nobody was going to eat it. It was very, very ripe. So I dehydrated it. And I am going to chop that up too. Hold on. Okay, so there's that pineapple. It's a little sticky. So I ran it through the blender anyway. I broke it up a bit more. I'm going to now dehydrate it some more because I kind of want to get it into a more like a fine grit, like a sugar consistency. Because it's kind of like, that's what I want to just use it for, is flavoring and natural sugar. That's what I was thinking anyway. So I'm going to dehydrate it some more and see what happens. This here, people, is some coconut that I had bought over the summer for my eyes, blah, blah, blah. It wasn't the young coconut, it was the older ones, right, with the brown husk. Anyway, I had a whole bunch of them, so I went through them all, and I dehydrated. I like this better than what I'm dehydrating right now. One, it tastes better. I just tasted it. It tastes like coconut, the way I know coconut. Now, mind you, I never grew up with young coconut, drinking the water and eating the flesh of a young coconut, so it's a different kind of taste. Also, the two coconuts that I just did, you can see them here now, the shells, right? They were discounted. They were only $1 each, so it's not like they were fresh. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy some fresh young coconut when I get some money, and I'm going to repeat the process with the flesh in terms of dehydrating it to see if I get the same color and same taste. Because it may be that it was just a discounted coconut and it was a little more riper, right? Versus, I don't know. Anyway, hold on. Okay, people. So, I don't know what day it is. It's, what's the date? This is an old computer here. Doesn't work very well. It's 29th or something like that of November 2015. As you can see, I've been working on this, right? So I've got this part of it, this part here, people. That part in there is mostly done now. Just that part. Now I got to get into receipts, but there's not a lot of receipts because there wasn't a lot of activity, right? And I try and keep the expenses low. Because it comes out of my pocket, and people don't consider this to be work. You know, I'm still getting harassed on the internet.
You know, you just been living off the system all these years. And, you know, when was the last time you went to work?
Well, I don't know. You tell me. See that people? See that, people? See that cat? That's a homeless stray Tom. I don't know. He needs to be caught. I have to start this pet program. I'm gonna turn Mr. Lace's pen into a cat house. Maybe I can catch this cat. Because he obviously needs some help. Doesn't he? And it's freezing outside, people. Alright. Kitty! Tom! Tom! Tom too! Actually, that's Boots too. But he's getting pretty rough. Is he deaf? Probably has mites. Right. Kitty. Hey! Boots too! Boots too! I'm gonna start teaching you a name.